Hello! Today we're going to be repairing a PC and selling it. Well, I don't know repairing it, but at least putting it back together. So, this is the PC that we're going to be selling. It is a HP ProDesk iCore 5. Now, I've done my research, and these typically go online for $60 to $80, but with Windows 11 and an SSD. So, let's do that. So here's the PC, and let's open it up. So here's the inside. It is a mess, and there's stuff inside for some reason. Let's just clean it out very quickly. Okay, so here's the hard drive that we're going to be using. I bought it off eBay for about $20. Also, I got a bunch of PCs like this in like a batch, so I have a lot of spare pieces all over the place. So this is the CD tray that I'm just putting back together. And the screen fell, okay, so what followed was the most funny time of me trying to get the CD player into the machine. I don't know why it took me so long, but I could just not get it to work. Oh, and the worst part is that all I had to do was slide it in from the front, not the back. I did figure that out at the end though. Also, what's funny is that I actually didn't end up putting in the RAM, so I had to take it all back out to put in the RAM and hard drive. So this actually ended up having 8 GB of RAM. So after that fiasco, I put the lid back on and prepared to plug in the PC. So this actually uses VGA, it doesn't use HDMI. Now, after powering on the PC, this is what I saw on the monitor the entire time. So after a bit, I went back and checked the PC, and it wasn't on. And I kept clicking the power button, and nothing came on. So what happened is the power button doesn't work, and there is a light on the motherboard, so it's getting power. So I check where the cable of the power button goes, and look at that. You see those pins there? Those aren't supposed to be exposed. Somebody plugged this power button in wrong, so I just reseated it. Now, after spamming F1 on my keyboard, I managed to get to the BIOS setup. Oh, I did forget to mention, it was after getting an error. The error basically meant that the components inside the PC were not the same as when it last booted up, which is understandable because I have no idea what they had in there before, so you just kind of skip the error. Oh, and something else that I forgot to mention, I have plugged in the 64 GB thumb drive, well, other way around, sorry, and it has the Windows bootloader pre-installed on it. I installed that on my MacBook onto the hard drive. Okay, back to the BIOS. I went to boot menu after plugging it in, and then it was nowhere. I did not see it. So, after messing around for a while, I realized it was because for some reason when I booted up the PC just didn't recognize the newer versions of Bluetooth, so I had to actually plug it into an older port from this PC, which got it to recognize it. Then, after selecting the thumbstick in the boot menu, it finally loaded up Windows. This took a very long time to load. Sorry about the angle, the phone recording thingy, it was not well. Look, I will practice more and figure out how to record with the phone normally. And for the record, I've sped this up a lot, so just so you know, this really took a long time. Finally, we're in Windows. So now we just go out through the setup process. Now for some reason you have to put a username, so I just put it to A1. Also something, when Windows first loaded up, it asks you for an internet connection, and I said I had none because I don't want people knowing my internet connection when I sell this. So I set it up in limited setup, so the buyer will have to finish setting it up themselves. And there we go. We have Windows, finally. Lastly, I just powered off and on the PC to make sure that Windows was set up correctly and it would always boot to Windows without the boot drive thumbstick thingy. Okay, so what we ended up with is 8 GB of RAM, 2 50 GB SSD, and Windows 10, which is pretty good. Now, the last thing we need to do is list it on eBay. Well, actually, before that, we need to figure out what Intel Core I have. I have an Intel Core i5 on the PC, but there's actually multiple generations of Intel Core i5, and i3s, and i7s, and just generally, it's, at least to me, very confusing. So we go to a list, and here we have all of them. So look, here's an Intel Core i5, and these were made in 2026. Then if we go lower, we have Intel Core i9 that was also made in 2026. Then i5 2025, and we could just actually go to the tippy bottom. So look here we have an Intel Core i9 that was made in 2019, and that's the problem. So we need to see specifically what type we have to know how new it is or how old it is. It doesn't really matter the number itself to gauge how good it is. Now, if you, like me, are very annoyed that an Intel Core i3 can be better than an Intel Core i9, I'll explain you how it works. So basically, an Intel Core i3 is not the, shall we say, like generation, but it's less powerful than an Intel Core i9, because some people don't want a beast of a PC, they just want a normal PC that's relatively cheap. Same with an i5, it's like, I guess, in the middle between the two. It's not incredibly powerful, but not weak. So an Intel Core i9, which was incredibly powerful in 2019, might not be as powerful now because technology improves quite a lot. So an Intel Core i3 from now would be more powerful from an Intel Core i9 back then in 2019. Or could be, I don't know the exact specs. So if you're going to buy a PC, or like me, sell one, you need to know exactly which version of the i5 I have, or you're going to buy. I don't know if you're going to buy one with an i9 or something, you need to know which version. Because if they just put i9, you could be buying a very old i9, and it could be worse than if you bought an i3 from today. Okay, so I've got all the photos, I've got the listing, I also have shipping set up, just with eBay, and yeah, that's about everything. All I need to do is just list now. Oh, okay, for some reason I'm not signed in. Let me just do this real quick. So, something really funny happened. It asked me if I'm a robot. Obviously I am, but I said no. And it wants me to pick through food. Now I'm hungry. And there we go. It's listed. So I will post a video at the end when it sells. But that's the end for now. Thank you. Bye. Hello everybody, you've reached the end of the video. So, what do you think of the new character? I spent a while designing characters and I came up with this. I like it, it looks kind of goofy. And also I'm using a new editing software, so I'm practicing doing that now. Sorry about the long wait. It's been how long now? Alright, 2 months. Not that long actually. So I will try to be uploading more frequently now, but I can't promise anything because I have a lot of work to do in real life also. Last thing, if you have any ideas or anything you want me to try or do, comment it down below. Bye! Thanks for watching.